Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Alan Graham from Counts Real Estate, and also Corey Brookins, who is a home inspector, or a certified home inspector, I guess. Welcome to the show.
Thanks,
hey, Don, how you doing?
You know, last week we talked about home inspections and how important they are and the trust that you have in your realtor and your home inspector. How can home inspections actually save you money? They can save you some grief, but can they save you some money too?
Absolutely, and people don't understand that when they've had their roof replaced and it complies with the new wind load codes, that there's an opportunity for you to take that wind mitigation report back to your insurance company and get a significant reduction. I know that on my own personal home, it reduced my yearly insurance rate $900 a year in the policy of wind mitigation. And Corey will go in and do exclusively 4-point or wind mitigation, but I'll let him talk to you about what he does when he does those.
Yeah, Corey, what does that even mean? What is wind mitigation?
Right, I get this call quite often from people. They go, hey, my insurance agent said I need a 4-point and a wind mitigation. Tell me what that is. 4-point is basically just for older homes, essentially, homes that are 25, 30 years old at least. And at that point, the insurance company wants to make sure you don't have any products that have been recalled, defective wiring. They want to know that your roof has some life expectancy, typically about 5 years. That's kind of more of a pass-fail inspection, just to determine if you're insurable. Now, when it comes to the wind mitigation can actually save you quite a bit of money, as Alan had said. They're looking for a couple, key things, not to use too much, technical jargon here, but they want to know, when was your roof last replaced, and was your roof permitted? I tell people this all the time. It's so important that you make sure you get a copy of the permit from your roofer. You'd be shocked how many times I get there. They go, yeah, I had my roof put on 2 years ago. And we go, look, we have no documentation of that at all. Okay. Wow. Typically, when people hear the words wind mitigation, they think clips. They want to know how the roof is connected to the wall. But that's not the only way you can save money. A lot of times people in the Cove, they'll say, hey, we don't need a wind mitigation. I have an older built home, but your roof decking there is going to be tongue and groove. It's going to be extremely strong. Plus, if you have a roof that's put on since 2002, we're going to be able to save you some money there as well.
Wow, I mean, there's a lot there, and I don't know where to begin, but would you typically get that permit that when you get a roof on with your receipt? Is that something that a roofer would typically hand to you, or is it something you really need to ask for?
Yeah, it definitely depends on the roofing company, but yes, you should always ask for it. If you've had your roof put on and you're not sure if you have it or not, you can check with the Bay County Building Department, the Lynn Haven Building Department, Panama City Beach, kind of depending where you are, you can check with all those. Oftentimes the appraiser, the Bay County property appraiser, keeps it on their website as well too. So you can go and look at your own home online and see if they have a record.
Oh, so you can actually find that permit if you don't have it.
Correct.
In that stack of papers that you, that you get when you buy a house.
And if you remember, we had a conversation about a month ago about an unpermitted addition.
Yes.
And the problems that it causes. And putting the roof on yourself or using some of your buddies to do the roof, and they may very well do a great job. But if you can't prove it with a permit, and if you haven't gone through the process of getting the permit, you're not saving yourself any money at all. It will ultimately end up costing you money by not getting a permit.
And not to jump in too much there, Don, but one thing too that Alan's exactly right about is it's not just the shingles themselves. New codes require that the roof decking be nailed down a certain way. And so, if your home was built in the mid-90s, let's say, you might have staples that are holding your roof structure together. Well, now you're required to use an 8-penny ring shank nail spaced 6 inches apart. The uplift factor is huge. And so a lot of times, though, when people they just put the shingles on, they've done it before for their uncle when they were in college, that kind of thing. They don't know that they were required to do other steps as well that, I would say probably about once a month now, we have to have people take a brand new roof and pull that roof off because it wasn't nailed properly.
I know those ring nails are very dangerous things, because I remember when we had a roof put on our old house, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, whenever it was, a couple of those nails wound up in the pool, and they always land like pointy side up. So I found one the hard way. But it is important, though, to make sure you get the proper permits. You could be a penny wise and a dollar foolish by trying to do things like that yourself. I mean, I used to patch my roof. I'd lose a few shingles every time there was a big windstorm. So we said, okay, it's time for a new roof. So we went and bit the bullet on it. But I didn't even think to ask for a permit or anything. Apparently, it was okay because I sold the house without a problem. But,
and I inspected the house. So.
Oh, yes, right. You were the inspector on my house. Small world. Well, gentlemen, thank you again for coming on the show and getting us smart on home inspections. And we look forward to talking with you again next week.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Don.
All right, we'll be right back.